is in the media industry, when it comes down to the artist, what is the importance of promotion and self-promotion? What does the radio industry look for when an artist is submitting product?
So what is the radio industry looking for when an artist is submitting their product?
Correct.
Are we speaking of like New Music Mondays, like things of that nature?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So I can speak from the side of being on-air talent and being the on-air talent that goes to the program and the music directors is saying, y'all need to be playing this. Today, you look for a presence, you know, as far as like people being active on social media, website, being heard in the clubs, people in the community knowing who they are, things like that, and just the music being really fresh. And today, I would say also looking for somebody creative and not sounding exactly like what you're playing already. You know, we're not looking for we're not trying to play another Chance, we're gonna play Chance. So, you know, just be.
But in the beginning, do that legwork yourself. And usually with Music Mondays, what she's talking about, generally Mondays in the Chicago area is the day that radio stations open their doors for both major and independents who can come by between a certain time at their radio station. GCI has them, I know Power 92 has them, as well as B96. B96 is kind of tricky because they really prefer to know you. They rarely allow anyone just to roll up there and they don't have a prior relationship with them. So when you are coming up there, be prepared. Don't come like you at the club. Like, here's my CD and that's it. You really have to come with a story. And what does that story look like? What you've already done with the grassroots portion of that. You know, they want numbers. Numbers don't lie. Not hype, not I'm the you know, the hottest whatever, and you know, I'm dope and me and my boys, you know, me and my girls. They don't care about that. We see through BS. So when you're coming up there, make sure that you're professional looking. All right? Make sure that your package is tight. Even if you may have sent a CD or the MP3 file to them via email, a lot of times people don't have time to go through everything in their email, and Lord knows they don't open up the packages. I'm telling you that right now. So you want to come prepared. Make sure that you have an EPK so that if it's something that they can maybe look up while they're sitting there with you, a lot of them will look up your website. You won't even see that they're looking it up because they have their computer face opposite of you. So while you're talking, you're thinking they're working on their stuff. Meanwhile, they're Googling you, they're checking out your numbers, they're seeing if you got a YouTube channel, they're seeing how many followers you have on Twitter, Instagram. They are literally doing an analytic profile on you while you're sitting there. And don't lie about, oh, I got spins. Well, where you got spins at? Well, you know, like down south, like Mississippi, Alabama. They're immediately going to their BDS, they're immediately going to their media base, and they're making sure they're looking up to see if you even fingerprinted or encoded your song. And if they come up with 0, guess what? You're lying. You're already shut down. So those are the things that programmers look for in a rep or one that is representing that particular artist or the artist themselves. So make sure when you go on these music days, be highly prepared and make sure that you have a digital fingerprint. And we'll go into what a digital fingerprint looks like down the road.
Like Teefa said, not looking for Chance the Rapper. I'm looking for who's after Chance. You see what I'm saying? So if you're doing the same thing that somebody else is doing, I don't need you because I'm already playing them. And that doesn't matter if it's hip hop, R&B, gospel, house, techno. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're not what's happening next, why do I need you? And that's kind of the premise of what I'm looking for. Not to mention, if you're a new artist and you haven't really gotten any real radio spins, I have to then go back to my VP of programming and explain to them why you deserve some of that airtime. Although air seems like it's free, it's not. So they figure, why should we give it to this independent person? If no label is willing to invest in them, why should we? So I have to be able to show with no research, because radio stations do research. They do little call-out hooks to see if people like your music, and if so, they'll play it. But for an independent artist, your best way in is through a mix show. If you're not hot in the street, if Teefa's not coming to me telling me you're the hottest thing happening, I'm not checking for you. Like Mary said, I'm not sitting there looking through. I got 9 million emails. Yours is just another one. And that's just the honest truth. So if you're a promotions person that you hire has no connections, no relationships with programming, music directors, club DJs, radio DJs, you just blew your money.
When I started, the DJ was very important. It was vital. It was like the vein that you needed to really push through the blood and the energy to the heart of the music. And that was how I built my company, was around the vitality of recognizing the importance of the DJ breaking our music. That's why my company was On the Street Promotions. As of the last couple, I would say last 3-4 years, I have unfortunately been very disappointed in our DJs here. And that's the part that you may or may not like if you are a DJ, but then if you really are in the business, you'll understand why Mary Datcher is disappointed in the DJ. Because some DJs have become very complacent in what they feel they should or should not attach themselves to. And they don't understand. They have become very complacent into what they think they should be attached not to. They don't understand too that there's a next generation. And it is our role and our responsibility as the elders. You know, I'm in my 40s. I'm not like, you know, mom's cryptic age, and I'm a different kind of 40. So that's a whole different mentality. I'm at 40 that kicked off the revolution of hip hop. So my mind is still in that same vein of understanding the edginess of what needs to be and passing it on. And unfortunately, some of the DJs have been very territorial and not doing the same for some of the younger DJs. And when you do that, you seclude yourself, you block yourself off for opportunities. And not only that, but when people are doing things like this, you don't come out and support like you need to be. And it does hurt. You know, even though BlokClubDJs is a group, I'm sure each and every one of you guys don't just reduce yourself to BlokClubDJs. You have relationships out there. People know what you're doing. They see you, but yet they don't come out. And it's not just this. They do that across the board. And that's one of the things that really disappointed me about the DJs, is when I go and I try to pitch to a couple of my clients. I represent Taylor Bennett, Chance's brother. You know, he's one of my new clients. When I try to pitch to him or others about the importance of maybe recognizing the DJs that they're not aware of, because they're that new millennial. They see that you all don't come out. You all don't support. You all don't break music. So this is where we're at right now. And it's, you know, and it's sad. And I commend those that are trying to do it. But that's where we're at right now. The industry don't recognize the importance of DJs because the DJs don't always put themselves out there a lot of times. And it's not always about this. You know, if you want us to treat you like a hoe, then that's what we'll do. We'll pay you what you need, keep it moving, and then there's no respect. Money on the bed.
As an artist yourself, you come from that side of the room. Let's talk about development in reference to the artist. What is the necessary steps that need to be taken for an artist to seriously develop themselves in order to make it in this industry?
Wow, it's a lot. I think that one, as an artist, you have to own every responsibility that has to be done. You can't just look to pass off the responsibilities to somebody else that you work with. And like the old saying, music business, it's 10% music, 90% business. You know, registering your music, getting not information, but building relationships with the DJs, with the radio people, with different people on social media, building your social media. A lot of people are really quick to try to just pay for those things, but your success is really based off your experiences. So if you're trying to pay out and hire somebody to, carry out every situation with your business, you're not really learning. You're gonna be forever paying people to take care of the business that you can do yourself. I think that is vital. Like, even being just open and learning to continuously perfect your craft as an artist with writing, learning more about the process that producers you work with go through. What do they like about, what makes a hit record a hit record? It changes from generation to generation, time to time. For our generation, it was the content. It was about what you were saying. A lot of times, I don't know what the hell they saying today, but the kids love it. It's about the cadence or the emotion of the song. So I think that people need to, as artists, continuously build and learn from every situation that they have to go through. From, like I said, building your social media, working with producers. Every producer I ever worked with, I learned something monumental from, and it put me in a position to be able to do the things that I want to do today, to be able to manage an artist. I couldn't manage an artist if I didn't have to learn everything about being an artist on my own, because I would have paid everybody for it.
My next question is for First Lady. As the wife of a well-known DJ, how important is it to have that support system that you have? How important is that for you and what you're doing?
It's a funny kind of thing when you are in the same business as a person that you're married to. There can be some territorial things if you don't set boundaries in the beginning of the relationship. And I won't even lie, there are some things that I go to, you can't touch that, that's mine, for what I'm doing, but because I know my lane, he knows his lane. If it comes to something he's trying to do for radio, he will ask me. If it has to do with something that's happening with the equipment, I will ask him. Because at the end of the day, it's the end of the day, and we have to be a team. But we also realize that both of us have outside sources that we can pull on. So while Mary has always been my ride or die and never asked where we were going, how we were getting there, and why we got to die when we get there, and can we stop for food? Mary never cared. She just always rode with me as I have with her. But when I got married and my husband was a DJ, she, being the friend that she is, stepped in and shared her knowledge with him and would challenge him on things. Hey, you got your stuff done? Hey, you got your this done? So we quickly realized that, hey, we got a whole force here. We got a whole team here that we can build on. And if you're not working with people who are smarter than you in some areas, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Say that.
If you are the smartest person in the room or in the crew you're in the wrong room or crew. Because you're not going to grow. It's as simple as that. You and your partner, whoever it is, whether it's your husband, your wife, your crew, whatever, you all have to be able to pull from each other. So it's kind of helped me, even when it comes to DJing. I'll be in the studio trying to do some recording, and he'll come in and just stop the tape. That blend was off. Start again. Dude, you was in the back. Why are you?
Disrespect.
Why are you in here messing with me? That blend, it fell off. No, you can't, because what I do doesn't just affect me. So let me say that again. What you do doesn't just affect you. It affects your crew. It affects your family. So if you out here blowing your money, it's going to affect your children.
Say that again.
It's going to affect everything. So what you do doesn't just affect you. If you have us sitting up here and we've got between us, I'd have to say, almost 100 years worth of experience.
Almost 100 years of experience.
Whoa, shit.
Just because we're women,
100.
brothers, don't think you can't learn from us. Because we can go places you cannot. Do you understand what I'm saying? We can go places you cannot. So if you have female counterparts, team up with them. Don't look at us as a threat. Ladies, I don't want to say it.
Go ahead and say it, be honest.
It's bad.
Keep your legs closed. Ladies, keep your legs closed. I don't even want to have to expound on it. But it's a respect thing. Trust me, if everybody can have your goodies, they ain't good. Do you understand what I'm saying? I love my sisters. That's all I'm going to say.
Awesome. The business 101 aspect of it, as far as like maybe accessing an attorney or really knowing what you want out of this particular industry, whether you want to be an actor or an artist or a DJ or whatever that looks like. Let's talk about that and your experience in that area.
Yeah, exactly. T was just saying, some people want to be Blok famous. I'm the advocate of versatility. I believe that you should definitely craft what you know and do the best that you can in one area first. Master that. Then you transition into another area, master that. What happens is that everyone thinks they can do everything across the board, but never became a master in an actual niche area that separates them from the rest. See, we didn't touch upon the race issue either, because it does occur in our business.
It makes a difference.
They touched upon what it meant to be and to represent the Black music part of this business, which we call the urban music business now, which is now called the pop, because it's now watered down so that you're not owning it like you used to. And what happens is that the people before me were the first. They were the first to walk into a radio station and of their peers. They were the first to represent major labels of their peers. They were the first, if someone got let go or fired or unfairly due, they were the ones to band together and say, you must rehire them or you must find another position for them because they're one of us. And we don't see that anymore, because part of that comes with congregating, knowing who's who and what they're doing. Part of that is about picking up the phone. This is beautiful. Love the invention. Love it. But it's nothing like hearing the tone of your voice that makes people understand how serious you are about what you're doing. It's nothing about checking in with someone every now and then and say, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. What is it that I can do for you that you can do for me and we can do for each other? This is why certain people are winning and certain people are not. Business engagement is about also educating yourself. It's not about looking at what the next man got and how you can do the same thing. Y'all can't do the same thing as Chance the Rapper. Sorry. But if you're just starting out or you've been in it for the last 5 years, it's still fairly new. You still got to go through the same chain of command, and you can still be independent, but know who the key players are. And respect that level, and read. Most of y'all don't even read. Y'all don't even read. Y'all don't even understand who wrote a book or what. And it's just like, really?
So you're saying self-development is definitely important?
Self-development, I'm going to tell you, I'm a self-made executive. Went to college for a semester because I had an opportunity to work for a major. And I have been self-made, building my brands, building my company, and then wearing the hat of a journalist. And not just your regular journalist. I'm one of the top journalists in the city of Chicago for a 112-year institution called the Chicago Defender. Somebody that came from the same ranks as each and every one of you all in the music business. And 25 years later, I'm a leading journalist in what I do. But I still have my love for the music industry and the business. So there's no end of what you can or cannot do. Just make smart moves. Don't make any moves. Just make smart moves. And don't be afraid to ask questions, please.
And you don't get no better than that. The last thing I'd like to say is, this is for all three of you. Each one of you have a different type of artist in front of you. What words of encouragement would you give that artist if you were in an interview with them?
I would say, and just speaking as an artist, that has followed my heart with my music and then listened to other people that I was working with and tried to follow what was hot and then not been as happy with my craft and what I created. And then getting back to following my heart and then feeling amazing about it and then the blessings just come. I would just say be honest about who you are in your music. I can't say that, like that's just so important. Be honest to yourself and be honest with the people that you listen to. And then that listen to you. And then I also want to say this, when you out and you moving around and you see somebody that you want to introduce yourself to, the best thing that you can do is to approach them honestly and humbly. We do not like to be pitched. That's so irritating. Yo, I'm the hottest, I got the new, blah, 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 woo, I got this person. I don't care, bro. Like, just be honest. But if you walk up to me as a regular person and you like, yo, I just really want to, man, can you just check this out? I'm more so to connect with you on a human level and be like, man, for sure, you got good energy. I want to check it out. So just don't pitch. You ain't got to introduce the introduction about yourself. And just get to it. You know, we all people first. That's the most important thing, I would say.
Hey, I've been there, you know, and that's what I think the important thing is, what First Lady said, is surround yourself with good, strong people. I don't always see that a lot when I'm working with artists. So when artists approach me, sometimes their weakest link is their representative. And they don't realize that because it's too close to home, whether it's a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, a mother, or father, or uncle, or cousin, a best friend from college, a best friend from high school, a best friend from the street corner, whatever it may be. Just because you may, and another thing too, I hope you all listen to this very carefully. Just because the person that owns the bankroll doesn't necessarily mean they're the smartest person in the world. Sometimes the person that holds the bankroll should be what they should be, is a supportive financial partner that allows the team to make back their money without the pressure of their ego being involved. And we deal with that a great deal. So if you are that money man or money woman in the room, and if you know more than your artist and you've been in this game for a while, but you also can set aside your personality ego and bring somebody on that can help so that you don't lose more money than what you're losing, consider that. I think that's the most important thing. I think that is as much as I can give for free. No.
I get you. First Lady, what was your words of encouragement to someone that came before you in reference to being put on or in reference to media? How would you talk to them?
I think Mary and Teefa covered just about everything. They left me nothing except, no, but that's a good thing because that great minds think alike. And it also lets you know that those elements are sorely missing in today's artists. There's no artist development now. Don't try to skip the steps, right? I tell people all the time, you know how you get on an elevator and it's the first floor, but you got a pass key? And so you can go to the 10th floor and somebody else, like your boy, has no key at all, but you're trying to put him on the elevator, he's not ready. Leave him in the lobby, give him the tools that he needs to get his pass key, and then see what he does. You can't take everybody with you. I love you, but you're holding me down. And it is believe me, it is an incredibly difficult thing to do, to have to separate yourself business-wise from your homie, lover, or friend to move on with your career. That's something that you need to do. It's a part of your development and your growth. It will be uncomfortable, but do it because it's what's best for you. Artist development, I think, is still missing in the music industry. They smell like weed, they're drunk. You can't do that. It's unprofessional. So I would say make sure you have your artist development together and make sure your paperwork is together. Don't try to get a record played when you can't get paid from it because you don't have your publishing. Mistake. That's like going to work and working and not punching in. Mistake.